Hello and welcome to Eating for Healthy Life. I just came from vacation and every time I eat something, I am like, I can make it better and healthier. And we really had such a good time, but my focus was everything. How can I convert that beautiful dish to something healthy that we can eat and benefit from? So I decided to go ahead and make risotto from orzo. I have this here is quinoa risotto, okay? So it cannot get any healthier, but I decided to make the quinoa orzo to a nice and healthy dish that you can enjoy without feeling, why did I do this? Why did I eat this heavy dish? Even though risotto is everybody's love, but I decided, why can't I convert that to something healthy? This should be 1 cup, but I had a quarter of a cup left, and my husband said, keep it, I want more left over. So last night we made it, and I decided, let me make that for everyone and let them enjoy it as much we enjoyed it last night. And so I am going to first brown my quinoa, and that's really the difference. Is I want to brown because quinoa takes a lot more time than rice. So if I add my onion and my garlic, they will burn. So I am using this first, and I forgot let me get my, so I'm going to go ahead and brown this. And it is such a simple, but I made it a little more ingredient than it should be because I wanted, to add more of the summer flavor. And I decided to go with the summer squash and regular zucchini to add more of the summer, especially now when you go to the farmer's market, you find tons of these delicious vegetables. And that was one of the things that I really want. How can I incorporate everything in that farmer's market to make it a delicious and healthy meal? So I have here my risotto, and with the rice, we usually say when it becomes clear or kind of opaque, we're going to have actually the same thing with the risotto. But again, risotto takes a little longer than the quinoa takes a little longer than the risotto. So I decided, let's start with it first so I don't burn my onion and garlic. And this here, we made this in one of our episodes. This is the broth that I decided, let's have it in your freezer and use it every time you need something. And so please go back to that episode and watch it. And what I do is I wait until it's completely cold, and I put it in my plastic, they call it deli container, and I stick it in my freezer. And if I am cooking or I need it, I take it out the night before or early in the morning, and I use it for my cooking. Remember, we said have this in your freezer all the time, nothing will go wrong. This is my wine. I decided not to go this time with olive oil because I felt the taste of the olive oil was a little strong, and I'm also using a little bit of high heat. So I went with the avocado oil that I always use. If you can see here, it's starting to become opaque, and really it's pretty much like the same principle that you do with the orzo is what you do here. You just have to be patient and do it. Here we go. See, it's starting to become more opaque. I am not going to have color on it because sometimes I use this to make orzo soup and I make it darker. This time I'm not. I just want to have that opaque color for the orzo, so when you are adding your broth, it doesn't die on you and it doesn't throw the starches quicker. Just exactly like the rice. You see here? I want you to see that, how, look, it started to have that clear, translucent color. And that's all what you need. Now I am going to add a little tiny bit of my oil and add my onion, and I am going to wait for the garlic. If anybody ever tell you add the garlic with the onion, say no, because you don't want to burn your garlic. So you add actually your garlic when you are about, you feel like, I am almost done here. So do you see? Now I am going to go ahead and add a tablespoon, if I can get it out, would be nice. This is tomato paste. I use always organic, so please make sure whatever you can, whenever you can, use organic. And I like to burn it a little bit. I like to taste so you don't have that raw taste. Now I'm adding my garlic because you can see everything is getting together. Looks so beautiful. And by the way, I like to use, I'm putting half of my salt, and I am going to add the other half as I need it. I will taste it and see. I like to use red onion because this is going to be a red dish, and I like to use red onion for everything. It has that sweet, delicious taste. Now I am adding you know what? Never mind, I forgot. I'm going to add the wine first. So I'm going to wait until this dries up, and I'm going to add the wine. See? And you can also mix your wine with your broth. I don't like to do that because I never know, you never know how much broth that you're going to use, and I don't like my broth to get wasted, or if I don't, that's my wine. So I'm going to wait until all the wine evaporates. And by the way, they always tell you use the same wine that you drink or whatever leftover wine. I keep it. I have one of this wine, the cheap wine, like $13, and I just put it in the fridge. One of these sealer, that it's really, it keeps the wine. Just, you pull it up and down until you hear clicking, and you put it in your fridge, and whenever you need it. Wine gives the risotto a depth. If you are not a wine drinker, use some vinegar, okay? But it doesn't matter. For this dish, if you have red wine, use the red wine because the dish is red anyway, and it's going to make your dish darker. If that's okay with you, who cares? There is no right or wrong. Remember, you're the chef, okay? So do whatever you, and cooking is nothing except try and error. This time you added a little here, you didn't like it, take it out. And another thing, and also I want you to do is, I am going to add thyme. It's very unusual to add thyme for risotto, but it gives it that such a deep thyme taste that I love it. If you like rosemary, do rosemary. If you like oregano, do oregano. So, and with this, what I'm doing right now, I am trying to make sure I got rid of all the wine evaporated. And again, if you are not drinking, add a little bit of vinegar. Don't add anything. You will just miss a little bit of that deep flavor. It's not a big deal. Now I'm going to start adding my broth. Okay, here I'm going to add the thyme, the whole thing. Add it, and I will take it out again. If you like rosemary taste, add rosemary. If you like parsley at the end, do parsley, oregano, whatever taste. There is no right or wrong. I just feel the thyme with the fresh vegetable will be a great combination. I'm going to wait until it dries again, and I'm going to add the fresh tomatoes, and toward the end I'm going to add the zucchini, because I want the zucchini to look like zucchini, not to be completely dead when we do it. All you have to do, keep just exactly like risotto. And this is a main dish. It's one of these dishes, if you serve it with a little bit of salad or whatever, glass of wine salad, and you have a great dish for entertaining. And I am going to have a salad that, again, salsa is made with tomatoes. So look for my next one, and I promise you, you will love the salad I will make. Okay, look at here. I am going to add my tomatoes because it's about time, and it will not, again, I love to have this tomato look, and it will be enough time for the tomatoes to be pieces, to be whole, I should say. Look, is that gorgeous or what? And you just have to keep adding the broth as it needs. All you really, it's just like risotto. And what I also think you should do, keep tasting your salt. And I don't like too salty, but it's up to you. So when I say 1 teaspoon of salt, don't listen to me. Do a half a tea or 1.5, whatever you want. It's your kitchen, it's your food, and it's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and add more. Now it's ready for more. Now it's a little dry. I am going to go ahead and add all my zucchini and my summer zucchini, because we have another few more minutes to go. I want you to really look at these colors. Look how beautiful. Isn't it that such a summer colors? I'm adding a little more broth. And you need not to cover it, because it really needs to, the broth needs to evaporate. But again, I want you to look how gorgeous the color, the red, the yellow, the green, such a summer colors and such a summer freshness. And risotto can be all seasons, and it depends what you're using. Like I make mushroom risotto all winter. It's heavy, it's sturdy, and I add this to my almost once a week. So look. And as I said, risotto is one of these things you can make it for in the springs with peas, fresh peas, winter mushrooms, and you can add truffle to it with the mushroom. That will be a wonderful dish. And this one here is just a summer risotto. And we're pretty much almost there. You can also cut your zucchini if you like your zucchini smaller. I like my zucchini very pronounced. I want the dish to be more about the summer, squash and zucchini than really the quinoa risotto. I added the quinoa risotto as to make it a whole dish and something different, but what I really want is the vegetable, the summer vegetable to be. We're almost there. And if you need to add some more water, add some more water. This is a dish. If you add a little water here and there to finish your dish, not a big deal. And these were I had about 30 ounces of broth. I am going to add my last bit of broth. And again, I keep stirring this. That's exactly what we do with risotto. And in order for the starch to be released, and I am adding the last bit. Look how beautiful the colors are. It's really so beautiful. And that's why I added the zucchini and the summer squash toward the end, so you really can see them. And instead, if I do it in the beginning, I felt by the time we're done, they will be so gone and you're not going to enjoy. But again, you can always try them. Okay, now I am fishing out my thyme. It did the job, thank you. Here we go. And I want you to see how it looks. You still have your zucchini, your summer squash, your cherry tomatoes, all intact. And in the meantime, you had your quinoa orzo all cooked. Quinoa orzo takes a little longer than regular quinoa cooking or a regular risotto. But again, keep just trying it and keep tasting it. And this is the consistency that you really want. Look, this is exactly, you still have vegetable intact, but cooked. Your risotto, your orzo risotto is cooked, and trust me, you will be the star of the party. I am going to finish it up with a little bit of lemon zest and lemon to give it a little freshness. And you really don't want this until the very, very end. And again, if you want to do this at night for dinner, just do half of the dish in the morning or the night before, and the other half when you come. If it takes about 21, 22 minutes. I am using a little bit of lemon and lemon zest to add more freshness to a summer delicious dish. And I am serving. You can add now Parmesan cheese. I am not a Parmesan cheese person, but my husband is. So what I'm doing here, I am serving him his, and I'm going to sprinkle it for him. And if you have a piece of basil, put it there, and look. And now I am going to do mine. And it really smells unbelievably amazing. It is delicious. I wish sometimes that you can be with me and try how simple, how delicious some food, and it's healthy. So we converted it from being rice and white to having a quinoa to your health. And if you like what I had today in the episode, please subscribe. Thank you. Tell your friends and please subscribe. Bye.